Hey there everyone, and welcome to the post E3 Bethesda announcement of Fallout 4. As you can see on the screen, we've got some footage to go over, starting with character creation in the game, which you are now seeing. That's right, no more sliders. We have a sculpting interface for character creation that is pretty darn cool and will allow for some pretty much unlimited customization of your character. There are some presets that you'll see them kind of flip through at the end, but you have some serious control over your character, and you just basically click where you want to edit and it'll do it. And you can also play as a female for those gamers like me who just have this shtick about playing as male characters. Whatever character you exit from on this screen is the character you're going to be playing as. You are a married couple. You're starting out in a pre-war time period, and you also have a child. And in this game, whatever you decide to make your parents look like, that's also what your child is going to look like. You'll notice the child was named. That's not a blip. Bethesda has picked 1,000 of the most popular names and recorded them, over 1,000 actually. So Hodsworth will say, whatever you name your baby, that's the name he's going to say.
Our soldiers were right.
Obviously, all this leads up to the bombs dropping and going into the vault. You will eventually, after a certain time has passed, they announced on E3 how much time. I'm not going to say here because I don't want to spoil the surprise for anybody that didn't see it, but after a serious amount of time has passed, you will emerge from the vault as the lone survivor of Vault 111, and you're pretty much unleashed on a completely open world from there. It's huge. The footage just, my god. But this entire world is run on what they called a next-gen creation engine, which to me sounds like a tweaked Skyrim engine. That's the only creation engine I know of. Could be wrong, but it's huge. Obviously, Dog Companion is back, and Dog Companion is kind of cool, and it's a little more interactive this time around. He can actually be given commands just by pointing at an item in the environment and activating it. And you'll see here the guy running it for E3 get pointed on a wrench, and the dog goes, gets it, and brings it to you, which is really kind of cool. And obviously, no Fallout game is complete unless there's a VATS involved, and there's definitely a VATS involved in this game. It looks to me like it's a little more intuitive than in previous games. Maybe a little more refined, but definitely makes for some cool kill cams. And again, the world is just, it's huge, and it all accumulates into downtown Boston, which is going to be really cool. The footage will kind of speak for itself here. Absolute attention to detail is just amazing in this game. It really is. It's all the little things that make a world feel like a world, and this game has it in spades. course, no Fallout is complete without the Pitboy. This scene shows you how you get said Pitboy. And one thing you'll notice is a distinct lack of buttons. This Pitboy is mainly controlled through the radio dial interface. And it'll actually show you a brief glimpse of the new layered armor system that the game is going to have in there. You'll actually have pieces that you can pick and choose from. You also have the ability to collect holotapes throughout the world, and I love that the little things are animated now. That just love it. Little attention to detail, love it. But as I was saying, you actually have holotapes in the world now that you can gather and listen to, and you also have some of them that can be actual game tapes, as you will see. Yeah, that's right. Bethesda has given us games inside a game. The amount of time that I'm going to be playing this game is already ridiculous, never mind the addition of all the little mini games. But for those that want it, this is the collector's edition Pitboy that is being offered in their collector's edition bundle. It can be used with your phone and an app that will be downloadable the day the game is released, and as you can see, it gives you a vault interface. If you're interested in this, you can learn more about it. I know Amazon had the pre-orders up that kind of briefly went into what all it entails, but that is what it looks like. That is how it will function, and it will tie into the game somehow. If you don't want the Pitboy and you just have a phone and want to use the app, it'll work that way too. Just Pitboy makes it look cool. You also, in this game, have the ability to rebuild things. As you can see, you can scrap items for materials and use these to build whatever you want, however you want, pretty much. You can build your own home, however you want it to look, decorate it with furniture. You can tear things down and build settlements, which you'll see shortly. They really went out of their way to make it to where you could personalize it to some very minute details, complete with doghouse for the dog, because we can't forget about the dog. He's got to have a place to sleep too. The settlements, you can attract vendors, which according to the E3 conference, they'll have some of the better weapons in the game. Obviously, if you do settlements, you've got to have food, you've got to have water. You'll have the ability to have generators to power the electric poles, which will power lights, which will have an interface that you can hook up to it to control pretty much like it controls everything on that particular generator, and it allows you to pick and choose different things. This will also give you the option to hook up turrets, which will be kind of important if you choose to go the settlement route, because your settlements can and will be attacked by raiders in the game. So just be aware, if you choose to do this, you're going to have to keep an eye on your settlements because they do get attacked. You can have more than one. You can also establish Brahmin trade routes in between all your settlements. So you are going to want to build some defenses. However, this whole settlement building thing is completely optional. You don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Totally optional. But it does have a pretty interesting concept behind it, and it does add a little bit of depth to the game. I mean, it really does. I don't know that I'll do it on my first playthrough, but I'll definitely do it at some point, just to see how the little mechanics of it works. This also carries over into the crafting menu. All that stuff that's laying around that didn't have a purpose in previous Fallout games now has a purpose. As you can see from the scope that they showed as an example, you can pick one thing from each category to make the scope. So all that little stuff laying around, you can use it now. Once you make the mod of choice, you can attach it to the weapon and the weapon will change its look depending on what you put on said weapon, which you'll see in action here. There are over 50 base weapons in this game and 700 plus mods for the weapons, so there's a lot of creativity to be had there. And I'm not one for melee weapons, but the bat that you see with the saw blades attached to it here in a second really has me curious. I want to make that thing and try it out just one time. But you can make some pretty unique stuff, which is really cool. It's not just like one generic scope. You slap it on a gun and the gun never changes. There's the bat. I want to see that thing in action. I just do. So the creativity there is pretty awesome. This also leads into the other thing that you can modify in a very Iron Man-ish kind of way. And if that wasn't enough of a clue, that would be your power armor. Yes, even the power armor can be modified. And I'm not one for using power armor in Fallout either, but I may change my mind for this playthrough. So, we have a release date of November 10th, 2015. I'm going to leave you guys with the montage that Bethesda left us with, and I hope to see you again in future episodes of some of my playthroughs on the channel. So enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.